What is up, Broncos country? I am your host, Dak, with my boy Kinley joining me today to react to a tough game against the Raiders. I mean, despite it being so tough, we still got the W. It was an ugly game, I would like to say. We won 10-7. Probably a performance by Bo Nix to where it kind of feels like it's probably one of his worst performances. But talk to me about how you feel about the game, bro.
Yeah, it was definitely one of Bo's worst performances as a pro. Honestly, something felt off with him all night. It didn't seem like he was in comfortable in the pocket. Didn't seem like he was in rhythm. His feet work was everywhere. But it happens. Quarterbacks have bad games. You know, but I definitely think Bo can learn from this. I definitely believe he'll bounce back. You know, it's crazy how our fan base is. I think I'm just gonna call it like I see it. Especially on Twitter, they're ready to draft another quarterback right off Bo. Like, why are we treating Bo like he is a 10-year vet, 8-year vet? Like we're in year two. We were literally in darkness for 10 years, people. 10 years, 10. And you mean to tell me you can't wait 2 years for Bo Nix? Like that's crazy work. That's
Yeah,
crazy work. That's all I'm gonna say to that. But back to
I,
the game, him and Sean aren't gelling. They're not gelling at all, and they something needs to happen. I don't know if one of them has to. They're playing chicken. Who's gonna balk first? You know, and so like one of them has to either give in to the other one because it does not seem like him and Sean are on the same page, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. They're not on the.
right, right. One thing I do want to say is I think we just need to get rid of Thursday night football games anyway because the product has just been nothing special. Like, let's call it what it is, other than just generating money, right? We can do stuff on Monday nights, having double headers or whatever,
Right.
or have figure something out. But anyway, like, so that I get, understand it's a short week, from having to travel back from Houston to Denver. You didn't really have time for any kind type of preparation except for potentially just walkthroughs, I think.
Right.
And so yeah, so I was hoping that we would use this game as a kind of get right game, right? But it looks like we need to utilize the days leading up, the extra days that we have leading up to the Kansas City matchup to really get right and kind of self-reflect and take as a team, as an offense, and on the particular side of the ball.
Yeah.
So I feel like if we can do that, I mean, we'll be fine against Kansas City, and it's all stuff like small things, bro. It's self-inflicted wounds constantly, bro. But the
Yeah.
thing about it is, despite the self-inflicted wounds, we're still sitting at 8-2. This is something that should be celebrated within Broncos country after roaming the desert for so long. Just hoping to even have a winning season. And
Right.
now that we have a winning season, it feels like I think a lot of us as Denver Bronco fans, that we are entitled. Let's call it what it is. And it's fine. Like, it doesn't have to be black and white all the time. Like, this or that. I mean, there's some shades of gray in there. It's this is not working out with the offense. While this is not working, but also this isn't working. So it's
Yeah.
collectively as a unit,
Exactly. It's the
we are
offense as a whole.
struggling.
It's
We
the
are
offense as a
struggling.
whole. It's not just Bo Nix. It's not just Sean Payton. It's the receivers. It's the self-inflicted wounds, like you talked about. It is the offense as a whole. I don't understand how people can watch this and sit there and just pinpoint it on one person. Does Bo need to be better? Yes. Does Sean
Yes.
need to be better? Yes. Does the
Yes.
receivers need to be better? Yes. The offense as a whole? Yes. And shout out to Mario, because that was beautifully said that he posted on Twitter last night. Like that was amen. Amen to that. Because for people just sitting here throwing it on one person, no, no, we don't need to give up playing calls to Webb. No, I never wanted that, and that's just a no. Does Bo need to be better? Yes. Can he clean it up? Yes. But him and Sean, they got to come together because they definitely seem like they're not on the same page.
It seems a little different as it was than last year, right?
Last
There,
year.
you could tell, bro, like their relationship in terms of seeing eye to eye is a little off key, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, let's touch on the defense. I mean, despite being eight and
Dominant.
two and our struggles on offense, struggles on the quarterback position, can we give flowers to Vance Joseph and the job well done that he has done with this defense? continuing to improve. I feel like year to year, with this unit, and we're leading the league in 40, with 46 sacks, bro.
Crazy.
And I know on the broadcast they had mentioned that there's no double teaming one guy. You're gonna have a bunch of guys just coming from different angles, different spots of the field, parts of the field, bro. So it's this defense is legit, bro. I feel like they're the best defense in the league, despite maybe what the statistics say.
Well, we haven't had a bye. Some of those defenses have had a bye. That's why. So when we have a bye, we don't give up anything, and then our stats will probably go back up. But after the last two
It's a valid
performances,
point. That's a valid point. But we still won 10-7, and I think we don't win this game. If we were, we don't win this game without that defense, right?
oh, for
That
sure.
game-changing play that helped with the um
The first
Talanoa
touchdown, you
Hufanga.
talking about the Hufanga sack?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they were
Talanoa
midfield, bro. I
Yeah.
think that was a vital part in the game, dude. And Vance Joseph, that defensive genius, that blitz genius, just dials up a blitz off the edge. And it was funny because Geno Smith and I forget the running back's name at the time, but Mostert, they were jawing at each other. They showed on the sideline, because I mean Mostert knew he missed that blitz, so
Yeah.
funny to see, right? But
Yeah.
that's the deep kind of impact this defense is having, is rattling other teams, bro.
Bonito finally got back in the sack column. Zach Allen, I believe, what, 3 straight games with a sack now? Is that?
Yeah,
I believe
oh,
so. I
yeah,
believe so. Zach Allen has 3 straight games with the sack. This defense is scary. Greenlaw is starting to ramp up his plays per game. Like, he's getting on the field more and more. So that'll be once we have like our full, Greenlaw's playing full, PS2's playing full. You got, that defense is going to be even more scarier, especially
right.
heading to the playoffs. But
I
touching back,
mean, dude,
we could sit here and talk about the defense all day, but
but
that's
we
not.
also held Brock Bowers to one reception, 31 yards, bro. After this week before he went off, dude. Johnny Barron,
Are we talking
everybody
about
did
my
their
boy
part.
Jade? We talking about my boy Jade?
We are. Like, I mean, talk about the play that he did miss, though. I mean, that was, you know what I mean? Like,
So from what it looked like on screen, it looked like he was in chase technique anyway. Because I think he was expecting help, but then like there wasn't anyone there, and he realized it after the play. He's like looking around, and so I don't know. Maybe it was a miscommunication. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he just got. We don't know, but it looked
you
like
know, after that, he held
from
it
a
down.
defensive perspective that he was in chase technique. Um, but after that, you heard anything about Brock Bowers?
Who?
Ooh, 1 catch for 31 yards. Congrats. We'll take
Not
that
to
all.
mention that we have the Raiders run game at bay, dude. I mean, Ashton Janty got his touchdown at the beginning. He got his, but 19 carries, 60 yards for 3.2 yards per carry, bro. Like, good job, defense. Good job.
But we can sit here and talk about this defense all day long, but that's not. I don't even want to focus on that because this offense. Me and you have talked about this. We need to be a run first team. That
And
needs
I
to be
agree with that
our.
notion.
We need to be under center more. I think that can
Right.
get Bo into more of a rhythm and calm his feet down. Um, I just
Is there any way to simplify it for Bo Nix while he gets back to the basics in terms of his mechanics to really make? I know that it's Sean Payton's offense is very
quick
what's the
game,
word?
quick
Yeah,
game. Like
a
it
quick
doesn't
game
have
to
to
work.
be these.
Okay,
It doesn't have to be these long routes, because I noticed that we're starting to do that, and
and
we
we're
need to.
trying to force feed Troy Franklin too.
Exactly.
I think in some matchups when we have spread the ball around, we've found extreme success. Like you look at the Cincinnati game, you look at the Dallas game, you can allude to those matchups and be like, man, if you disperse the ball, the defense is really on their toes and they're
Yep.
really guessing, right? Because I mean, Cortland Sutton hasn't really been too involved in this offense really either. I think it's been a lot of Trey Franklin. Like, let's call it what it is.
The last 2 games, I believe he has 4 catches for 54 yards and the touchdown. Like, you need Court to be getting 5, 6 catches a game. If we're being honest, like he's your number one. Ever since we started force feeding Troy, or not, like offense
And I
hasn't
don't
been
think we
good.
need to see another third running back. We're already having trouble as it is. Feeding two. Well, not really trouble, but like you don't need to add that. You don't need to make it
You know
complicated
what?
either with that in that one.
I will never understand it. But hey, we how many times have we come on here and say it needs to be the RJ and JK show? Bidet has more drops than he has rushes. So it's a telling that, and shout out to Corey Rourke for pointing this out. It's telling when Bidet comes on the field, you're running the ball. You're running the ball. Like, I mean, you're throwing the ball. You're not running. You're not going to run the ball. When Bidet comes out there, excuse me, you're passing. It's a pass. Even I said that from at home when I saw Bidet
Because
in the
what?
game. I'm like, oh, it's a pass. You're the defense. I'm sure the defense knows that. They watch film. You know what I'm saying?
Because Bidet has just as many, I mean, drops as he
And
does
rushes.
carries
Man has 3 drops to 2 rushes.
to
Come on.
two rushes. So yeah, yeah. Shout out to Cody Rook. Like the defense, your Sean offense seems predictable at times.
At times, and which is why we say like it's everyone. It's not just Bo. It's not just the receivers. Sean has his wrinkle in there too. So they just all need to come together collectively.
Because I know
And
Sean can get in his bag and he can call a game like play
stop
calling.
interrupting me
Right?
when I'm talking.
Sorry. Go ahead. Floor is
Um,
yours. I apologize. It's early. No, no, it's all love
Now,
here. We're always
somebody else on Twitter pointed out like this team needs a rest. I think we've traveled 15,000 miles already this season. Like
that's a lot.
this team does need a
It
break.
do
And I
feel
believe
bad.
yeah, we have one game in the next 23 days. So,
That's
this
vital. That's crucial for this
yeah,
team to really get right, bro.
yeah, they need that. So, but that's pretty much all I got to say. We're going to put this game behind us. I know
Yeah,
Bo is. I know Bo is going to bounce back. I have faith in Bo bouncing back. Sean, I feel like he'll. You know, Sean don't want to have his offense be like this, so he's gonna go back to the drawing board. I believe they're gonna come out versus Kansas City guns blazing. So
yeah, hell yeah, dude. I'm excited for that matchup. And one thing, Broncos country, just keep in mind always, Bo is year two. Development progression isn't always going to be linear, right?
we're
Like,
not even
so
finished with year 2.
we're not even finished there. We're going to go through it. Maybe it's because we didn't really anticipate maybe a sophomore slump, but like, let's get behind our quarterback. Let's get behind this team. Let's celebrate. We're 8-2. We're top of the AFC as we record this. Before we go into our other matchups. We're gonna be just fine, ladies and gentlemen. And we're ahead of the 8 ball. Sometimes you gotta take yourself take a step back and realize like we're ahead of the 8 ball as well. After that
Right.
dead cap that we're about to get off of with Russell Wilson. So, any last words for this pod, bro? And
I
this
mean,
episode,
if a sophomore slump is 21 total touchdowns to 8 interceptions, okay,
take it.
um, I'll take it. You should have seen C.J. Stroud's second year numbers. Go look. It wasn't even close to that. But that's all we got for y'all today. We appreciate y'all for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the page. You can follow us on Twitter at Buckham, TikTok at Buckham. We'll be dropping some more stuff here shortly. And remember, if it ain't
If
about
it
the
ain't
Broncos,
about the Broncos, fuck them.
Buckham. Peace.
Have a good one. Peace.